Well, you really watch this cloud cover push in all morning, and that's what we're going to continue to see as we make our way through the rest of this week. Going to continue to see those on and off rain showers. Telling my production assistant, you're going to see cloudy with a chance of meatballs. But really, you're going to see a lot of potential hail, where we're looking at about 2 inches and gusts up to 75 miles per hour in some areas behind this storm. Now, right now, everybody's hanging out in those lower to mid 90s, and that's pretty perfect right now, considering those low temperatures are going to be hanging out in those lower to mid 60s. So we're seeing about a 20-degree difference right now, but those windier and gustier conditions definitely making their way into the area. Sterling City at 95 degrees, 94 here in San Angelo. Everybody else, again, hanging in those lower 90s, but we're about to see those temperatures plummet as we make our way in overnight as the storm starts to make its approach. It's pretty intense, pretty large. Now, the dew points and the relative humidity indices showing us that the atmosphere is completely saturated, so it's not going to take a lot to see a lot of thunderstorm activity, and that's exactly what's about to happen. Is that cold air, you can feel it, starts to make its way into the Concho Valley, down the Big Bend region. Now, we are continuing to watch this trough deepen across the Great Lakes region, and we're watching Hurricane Lee continue to push into the East Coast. Now, they're slated to say that this hurricane could impact parts of New England and cause some severe damage, but if we keep our eye off the West Coast, watch how much this next low pressure system will deepen. It's going to push a lot of moisture into our region and potentially some more severe weather, and watch how it almost meets up with what would be left of Tropical Storm Lee at that point, post-tropical. This could be a potentially severe storm for even that area, impacting us all the way down here in the Concho Valley. Again, another shot of thunderstorms by this weekend, and the severe weather outlook really just targeting us right here in San Angelo and the whole Concho Valley. Now, we get a good look at the satellite. This is the last 12 hours. Look at the size of this storm continue to barrel across Kansas and Oklahoma. You can see a lot of those severe weather warnings being issued for those parts, and we can't not talk about Hurricane Lee. Now, this hurricane has been a major hurricane for the last 5 days. In the meteorological community, that's an eternity. This storm should not be lasting that long, and it's slated to gain more strength. But getting a closer look at the impacts here in Texas as that hurricane slows down some of these storms, watch as how much all these storms are really pushing across parts of New Mexico. Getting a closer look at a lot of this cloud cover continuing to push across the Concho Valley. And when we look at the radar, right now it's nice and quiet, but it is that quiet before the storm. Still seeing pockets of rain near Cristobal and off to the west here, or off to the east rather, in Eden. And that's going to continue to change here in the next couple hours, as we can see in the next futurecast. Let me move out of the way as we're going to watch this storm really push through. Look how big this storm gets. So areas like Sterling City, Ballinger, you're right in the crosshairs, Robert Lee, and this storm's going to barrel through, and see how that just stays a fire hose. And then by Wednesday, we're going to see another round of storms. Look how much moisture pushes through across the northern Concho Valley, and then it just stays with us throughout the rest of Wednesday. And then by Thursday, that's where my information ends. Now, the data's a little inaccurate, but right there near Midland and again Sterling City, we're set to see some serious rainstorms in the next couple days throughout the rest of this week. Again, 2 inches in hail, 75-mile-per-hour gusts in some regions, and we're going to be keeping our eye posted for some of that. So tonight, we're dropping down into those mid-60s. Going to see a lot of that severe weather again rolling in by about 9-10 tonight. So any of those errands you need to run, get those cushions tied down, get those covers on, whatever you need to keep a lot of these blowing objects safe. And then tomorrow, we're going to make another run at those lower 80s. And then we're going to continue to see those storms push through with a lot of cloud cover. And then as we make our way through the rest of the week, we could even see a soggy game day, as we're going to continue to see those on-off rain showers, and those temperatures are really going to stay down in those lower 90s, mid 80s, while those lows continue to stay down in those mid to lower 60s as we make our way into the weekend. But by Monday, that might be our only break for some sun before those storms push back in. We'll have more after the break. You're watching KSAN News at 5.